Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Equine Town Hall number 39. It's the 29th of October, and we're rocking this Halloween theme. In continuation of the theme, I'm also rocking a transparent ghost appearance here. And I'm joined by my colleagues, Marek and Fensmaker.
Hey everyone.
I bet you didn't see that costume coming. So just wait for a few people to come in. We apologize for a slightly later start time. Took a bit longer trying to fidget with this camera to come on. Hello, Craig. Good afternoon. I suppose daylight savings must have taken some people by surprise as well. Like some people expect it in an hour from now.
Yeah, it's quite likely. Did we have an announcement dropped?
Yes, it's out.
Yeah.
Hi, Tomo. We start in 2 minutes. Just give people a chance to join if they are willing to. All right, I suppose it's time to start, and people who expect it an hour later will find the video anyway. All right, so we go into town hall number 39. We have a few, let's say, updates on progress, a bit more clarity, let's say, on vision in the upcoming period. And let's start with the usual. So we're gonna have visuals updates, we're gonna have development updates, we're gonna have marketing and AMA. So on the visual side of things, we've continued tweaking, adjusting the race scene camera system. We were working on one distance basically and kind of aligning that. And this time we've kind of been going through different sizes, different field sizes, and seeing how those would adjust, as well as different race distances. It's looking better and better, I would say, as we, let's say, tweak the system, but also adjust the scene itself. Implementation of the game engine race UI overlay is now it's on the pre-race components. So the screenshot here is just a dev screenshot, but this is in Babylon, showing the UI I showed you guys earlier, not on our racing scene, but on a more generic, let's say, sandbox scene. But showing them implemented, not necessarily hooked up. So the next section is going to be, or next step is going to be hooking this up also to our data format. So for every race that's run, it's going to load the data fields that are available to it. Right? So that's there. Does this button work? Yes, it does. On the dev side, Nick, if you can explain a bit of what's
dev
happening.
side, basically it excludes everything that's got to do with the 3D and visuals and all those kind of things that Fahad reports, but there's a lot of dev work that's going right now into the 3D part. That's the main part. That's the part that's got the most remaining to complete the whole product. On the dev aspects that we've got here, app and blockchain, there's basically one dev remaining on each, and because it's nearly final. The dev on the app is the permanent addition to our team that's been working with us for a few months now, and basically all he's got to do now is hook up the calls to the database for getting the list of races from the schedule and getting specific race information, and hooking up the filtering of the race list, which had a few details that we updated now because we set that up months ago when we created the filtering first, and now it's got a few adjustments with the new data format. So we're adjusting that, making sure that we can deliver the race list with filtering and hooked up to the UI for the next town hall, basically. Once he's hooked that up, the last thing that will need to be hooked up is the actual 3D rendering of the race, which we're still trying to finalize on with the other team of the 3D people. So when we've got that, we're gonna hook that up, and then the loop will be pretty much done for racing. On the blockchain side, the race scheduling was done a few weeks ago. Now the race API that can return the whole schedule and the list of races and the information of a specific race was done just this week. So that's what we're hooking up, and then making sure some back and forth to do the filtering so that the race list can be filtered according to as many filters as possible. And then there's a few things to be done on metadata updates. That's what I wrote here. Announce results metadata update. What that means is basically when you get your horse back after a race, its metadata will be updated with the new results. Basically, if it won first place, second place, or third place, that's going to be added into its race results, into its career stats for this season. And then if it beat its all-time record, it's going to be put in the career stats. If it didn't win, it's also going to be put as a race where you didn't win. So all the career stats update and the daily race update and a bunch of little metadata updates have to be encapsulated with you taking your horse back so that it happens at the same time. And it's impossible to get your horse back without getting its career stats updated, basically. So that's got to be finalized. And on the DevOps side, which is always less exciting, but we're we're doing a few fixes on the self-hosted BlockFrost. BlockFrost, I don't know if you guys know it, but it's like one of the most known commercial solutions for getting Cardano blockchain information. But they also gave their code is open source, so you can run your own BlockFrost node, which is what we're doing, so that we're self-hosting a Cardano information node that we can poll very quickly, so that everything is synchronized correctly and there's no to prevent synchronization mistakes. Basically, we're hosting our own BlockFrost, and we have a few fixes to do so that we can do everything we need to do for Ecoin in particular. Some of those fixes we might try to push back into general BlockFrost, so we'll see about that, but that's basically what we need to get the racing done. I don't think we're announcing everything here, but a lot of the breeding stuff is also kind of ready. So once racing is actually out and done for the testnet, what we'll be announcing in the next town halls will be hooking up the breeding and making sure that all the breeding workflow works. So that's what's coming pretty soon after that.
Thank you, Nick. Some people have been reporting issues with the stream just continuing to buffer or being down. When I look at it in my own local network, well, I mean, it's not my local network. When I access it from YouTube on the same PC that's streaming, it looks to be showing the correct, let's say, video. Hi, Utero. Utero, does the stream look okay to you? Since you've just joined, I think you'll have a fresh update. Because I think Tomo and Craig have both mentioned they have an issue with stream buffering forever. We will proceed anyway. I suppose the recording itself will be okay, so then people can also still watch this afterwards. All right. I'll also elaborate a little bit on, I guess, the progress in an AMA question that we have later on. But we'll proceed to the next slide first and then end with that. If this video doesn't end up uploading correctly, I think we may just, let's say, redo or do it in text. Hi, Paul. Good evening. Marketing, over to you, Mark.
Sure. So two things. One is the Halloween is coming, right? It's next week. We have a small contest to share your stables that are being spookified on Twitter and tag us. The deadline is 31st, 11:59 UTC, and there will be a small prize based on the likes. So if you have a moment and want to join us for a bit of fun, please do. And then we'll be having the next invitational a bit earlier in the month, just because that's how it falls in between all the town halls. And it makes sense to do it there. So it will be on the 19th. We'll do the registration same time as recent invitationals on Twitter between 9 and 16th. This time we are making it slightly simpler because we are going for the class 151 plus. This means that we will just put all calls and fillies together. There will be only one class. And the plan is that ideally we would like to run 36 horses if we have all the submissions. But if we get less, we will run with 24. So what that means, I know it's going to be a bit maybe complex, but that means that, let's say, if we have 27 submissions, the last 3 will unfortunately not be participating. So we still encourage early sign up to guarantee that you're in those first 24. But if we end up having 36, we'll run 36. The reason for that is that the way the tournament software works, it just makes it way easier with either 24 or 36. We'll do random weather conditions, and we'll do the opposite to the Rust Invitational. So we'll do quarterfinal with 3 laps, semifinal with 2, and a very quick final with 1 lap, keeping the total prize fund 1,000 ADA, which means that this time the top horse will have 500 ADA win because it will be double as we only have 1 class. And that's it. We'll, of course, share more details as we get closer and we announce details on the signups.
Thank you, Mark. Sounds like an exciting idea for the contest. I was surprised to see the town hall cover when I saw it first posted on Twitter, and that's probably an example on a spookified stable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, completely forgot about that. Just to celebrate our last invitational. Once again, congratulations to the winners. JPS got 2 firsts, both in fillies and colts, but also great performance from Silly Lizzy stable and from Fox Hill Stables for the fillies, and for the colts, as I said, JPS, but also Riboto and Gogoji. Congrats once again for winning.
Congratulations. There is this question from AMA, so I'll start with this. It's about the invitational live stream, and they mentioned that we have a meeting coming up, which actually was last week. We discussed the possibility of prioritizing efforts. Well, we did actually prioritize efforts to get a playable private beta released as soon as possible. So the meeting went well. We actually, let's see, kind of redistributed the order of the efforts that are happening to prioritize, let's say, release order. I would say for the internal, let's say, testing, which has been the phase we've been all waiting for a while, I would say we're only waiting, as Nick mentioned in the earlier update, it's just one last, let's say, basically function integration away from being able to at least work with those races on our own internal test version. That's on the menu side. On the 3D race side, what we have put as a requirement for the internal testing, even though it's not necessarily required, is to put the sequences of the pre-race part, the gates, the race, and then the results. So that sequencing is scheduled as well for next week to be finished. So depending on how long that particular type is, or let's say that task needs, we're I would say I'm pretty optimistic. I'm hoping that by the next town hall we have actually some nice demo to show on an actual deployed, let's say, system. We'll keep you posted, of course, if we get something earlier than that. Once we have that, I think it will be a little bit quicker for us to be able to reiterate. But the next step, which is the private, let's say, or slightly closed, let's say, better, the activities or the tasks related to that are mainly things like let's say, working on some of that, let's say, final balancing of the racing engine for the release. I mean, things like the terrain or the stat balancing, the RP balancing, the age balancing. Those types of balancing is one activity. On the production side, I would say, or on the graphics side, it's also fine-tuning, fixing if there's any anomalies on the UI interface, etc. That's just for the private, let's say, testing period. And the basic animation, let's say, implementation for the running horses as well. So that's stage 2 in that testing. The public testing is going to be once all of that is sorted out, at least in good shape. I'm hoping we can release, even before that happens, that we can release at least some footage before you guys get your hands on it. I think that's going to be impressive. I was actually debating whether we share footage of what we have now, and it was suggested that I hold this for the next town hall. It's probably going to be better, I think, sharing it next town hall. So that's kind of the progress. I mean, after that testing, it's going to be open public beta testing and then mainnet. So this is the sequence we're going through. Right now, we're only, as I said, basically two steps away from getting that, and I'm really hopeful that throughout the next couple of weeks we'll have that, let's say, sorted, so that we can at least share footage of how that looks if everything goes well. If there is any, let's say, more surprise, we'll be sharing that as well with you guys by the next town hall, if not earlier. This is the best answer I have, I'd say. I was hoping to get some dates there. It's just that I can't really commit to a date when it's not absolutely clear how long that's going to take. It does look like it's improving. There's a question from Utero saying, can we use a controller to play the game? or is it unnecessary? It's not going to be necessary. It's going to be clicks on the browser. It's going to be clicks on the browser to navigate, basically. The parts is very similar to what you have now from the stable. When you go through the stable scene, you see the 3D scene, and there's buttons where you can click and interact, but it's not going to be more interaction, let's say that, at least for now. Let me see if there's any more AMA questions. None on Discord. We have an idea saying nachos, spicy cheese, taco mints, jalapenos, and a smile. Yes. Oh, that was from last town hall. Oops. Okay, no. All right. I don't see any more questions, so that must be it for the AMA. I forgot to also celebrate. It's been a while since we had Fensmaker's camera staying on for the whole stream. I hope I get mine sorted as well. That should be coming hopefully soon when I learn how to keep a camera video capture device working. Hi, Liz. You caught us just as we were about to close. But since you are here, do you have any questions?
But I linked in with, I came in with Google Chrome instead of Firefox. Maybe that explains it. I don't know.
Now we know. Yeah. I'm using Chrome though, so that won't help me. I might just change my capture device, or even just use a normal webcam like everyone else, as Mark's been asking me to do for 2 months now. All right. I suppose there's no more questions. Great to see you guys, those who have joined this live. Those who couldn't join due to stream issues or due to the schedule or due to just not being around, I hope you enjoyed the recording. As always, we're available in the Discord, and we're available. You can reach out if you have any other questions. Will the game run better on certain browser? Last minute AMA. We're assuming any standard, let's say a modern browser should work. The stable scene will give you a good indication. Kind of, it's not yet fully optimized, I would say. So there is more optimization happening there, but it gives you an indication kind of how it runs. So that's it's the same technology basically. Yeah, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. As always, we're available for any feedback, any thoughts, suggestions, ideas. Please drop them in Discord or DM us. We're always happy to hear our community's feedback. And this is Fahad from the Equine team signing out.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.